What's up, Joes, and welcome to another episode of the Average Joe's MMA Show. I am your host, Jeff Shanahan, joined as always by my co-host and your host of the Full Heel Podcast, Rafael Chaidez. Hello, my friend.
Yo, what's going on, Jeff?
It's been a minute. Shit, bro. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy week.
Yeah. It's been a week.
It's been a week. Yes, it's been a week. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a way of putting it. How you doing, man? How's things on your end?
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. A little emotional, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Reconciled with my sister a little bit. But
yeah, definitely.
There's work to be done, but it's a step in the right direction. Yes, exactly, and that's all that matters.
And that's the important thing. Yeah, for sure, man.
How about you? You've been busy over there serving the community.
Oh, bro. So last week we were supposed to record Thursday. Thursday night was the eve of start of recreational sales at my job. So we closed at 7:00 and then spent like three and a half hours. It was after 10 before I got home. It was like 10:30 when I got home.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry, we spent about three and a half hours stickering more product, getting things up on the floor, setting shit up. I gotta spark this joint. Cheers to everybody out there. This is the first one in like 12 hours.
Nice. So. And he works at a dispensary, guys. That's the funny. Yeah. That's the ironic part.
That's the ironic part of it. So we didn't get to record because I got home super late and had to turn around. And then Friday morning, I had the privilege and honor of performing the first recreational sale transaction in the western part of Michigan.
Did you fight that one chick in the picture to see who got the right for it, or no?
I did. I had the actual right.
So you won.
She was in the picture, but I won.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you won. Was it like feats of strength or like keg tossing contest?
It was a keg tossing contest.
Who can smoke the most joints?
Oh, I win that all day. There's only one dude that works there that can probably take me out, and that's my homeboy Dave, and him and I could still go. Fucking, you met Dave at the concert.
Who's the Hawaiian guy, right?
Yeah, he looks Hawaiian. He's actually half black, half white, but he looks Hawaiian. A lot of people think he's Samoan.
I thought he was Mexican. I was like, whoa.
Or Mexican. A lot of people think he's Mexican, too.
I was like, no way, he came from Chicago like us. And then I'm like, wait a minute.
He's half black, half white. His dad was a black guy. His mom's a white lady.
I didn't hear Jello or like anything else. I was like, I don't know. He's not Mexican.
Nah, Dave. So Dave's my homie. He's about the only other person there that could probably keep up with me smoke-wise.
That seemed like a cool guy. He
is. He was the man there at work, and then they moved him up to a different position, so he brought me in. So now I'm holding it down on the floor for him. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, man. We did between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We did over $100,000 in fucking sales.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that's insane.
It's insane, and it's only continued to go from there. So. We're at Thursday, so we could very possibly be at another $100,000 easily, and then the weekend coming up again. So,
did Illinois expedite this whole thing because we haven't been legal that long?
Kind of. You guys expedited it a little bit faster than we did.
Yeah, because they announced they're like, all right, it's recreational and it's this date, and we're like, whoa, 2020, that's right around the corner.
Michigan drug its heels on a lot of shit because they were still figuring out getting medical going when we passed recreational, so they shit the bed.
Mm-hmm.
We're catching up though. Best part is the place I used to work, they were trying to have a pissing contest with us on who was going to be the first ones to open.
Yeah.
And then they shit the bed again and fucked up another grand opening. The night before their grand opening was going on, while our grand opening was going on in the middle of it, they announced we're going to have to postpone our grand opening from tomorrow to a later date that hasn't been mentioned yet because they stuck their foots in their mouth. So, fuck y'all.
Well, that sucks.
I'm bitter. Sucks for them. Doesn't suck for me.
Yeah. Well, it sucks for Muskegon. A little bit.
A little bit. They don't have that much shit anyway, so it's better off for everybody just to come to us anyway.
Yeah. Yep. True that. I haven't tried any of the dispensaries, but it's all trickling down. My guy's like, hey, I got you an edibles. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm the man or nothing. I'm like, hey, dude. I'm like, no offense. I'm like, I don't fuck with edibles because I don't get the right dosage. And then he's like, this is 400 milligrams. I'm like, give me one. Or whatever it is, 400.
400 milligrams?
Yeah. And I'm like, give me one. Because it's a nerd's rope.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know how, they might be getting it for somewhere else because I don't think you're allowed to sell that in Illinois.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be. So, either that or they're coming over from...
That's what I'm thinking is going on.
Coming from black market Detroit or Michigan.
Now that shit's legal, people are like, well, fuck it. Let's just do it more.
We have nerd ropes in illegal dispensaries. I've seen them all over in Michigan. So there could be people bringing them from Michigan back to Illinois for sure. Or maybe I don't know what's regulated down there. So
yeah, and I was kind of intrigued because I'm like, I can eat the whole rope and probably get fucked up.
I can find out the next time I come down to visit you. I'll go to a dispensary. Oh yeah, eat the whole rope. You'll be fucking seeing Jesus.
Yeah.
Like where
am I? Yeah, exactly. Fucking falling in space and shit. Now, I've always wanted to get obliterated, but I think I just smoke too much. I need the right dosage. I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm just saying I haven't had the right dose.
For sure.
Of it.
It happens.
Because I've definitely felt them, but I want that punch in the gut where I'm like, oh no, I'm in for the ride now.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you some Rick Simpson oil. That'll change your fucking life.
Yeah, I bet the concentrated shit. Yeah.
Uber concentrated, but it's stuff that it started off like they were giving it. It was made for like cancer patients and shit.
Oh fuck!
It helps fight tumors and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's also very, very powerful to help them like when they were going through chemo to just kind of sleep and eat and feel better. But it just knocks you right on your fucking ass. It's super concentrated, like more concentrated than taking a dab.
Yeah. No, but I've been getting some pretty good weed, like and like choices of weed too. Yeah, I was like, I got different strains, and they're both pretty good. So like,
hell yeah,
I'm happy. I'm happy with the trickle down effect.
That is what's up, man. Yeah, I have seen and sold a lot of shit to a lot of people in the last week.
Have you met any like new customers? Like,
oh yeah, I've had a lot of new people, a lot of like. A lot of middle-aged people.
That's what I'm intrigued about. Like,
yeah, man, I've had a lot of middle-aged people. They're all fucking...
the people that have been like, I've been scared. I don't want. Yeah, because that was me at one point when I was young. I was like,
I haven't smoked in like 20 years or whatever. Dude, those are my favorite. Like the newbies that just want to ask questions and want to learn about shit.
Yeah, are
super cool. Like I had on Sunday, I think it was. I had a guy that was a recently retired, but was a 20-year pharmacist. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I filled up, I couldn't even tell you how many prescriptions for opiates and shit like that. He's like, but my eyes have been open to like the power of cannabis and what it can actually do in comparison to some of these pills I've done. Like, he's like, I'm retired now, but I'm still technically a pharmacist. My license is good until April. He's like, I want to endorse this. Like, give you guys a written statement as a pharmacist and be like, this is my medical opinion on this kind of shit. And like, it was a really cool conversation. Like, he was a super nice guy. We've been getting fat tips, bro.
Nice.
Fat tips. Like, it's cool. It sucks because we split tips. Mm-hmm. So like, we split tips between all of the bud tenders that are working and everything like that.
Yeah.
But we've been getting like $400 or $500 in tips every day, man.
Whoa!
Like between all of our jars, because every bud tender has a jar.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been like $400 or $500.
Holy fuck, that's awesome, dude. Because I worked at Five Guys, and at the end of the night, same thing. The shared tips. It's a big jar in the front. At the end of the night, we'd come around away with like $11. So, yeah, like we'd have like 50 maybe in tips, I guess.
I would get like from the medical side of it, I was getting about $40-$50 a check because they put it under your check, so you got to pay taxes on it, which sucks.
Yeah.
But I was getting about $40-$50 in tips a week. So like an extra, almost an extra $100 in my paycheck. Now it's going to be like an extra couple $100 on my paycheck, plus my fucking massive overtime paycheck. Like I'm going to be making some bank here for a minute.
Nice. That's what's up, Jeff.
I'm here for it, bro. Fuck you, pay me. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
That's my life motto. It's been cool though, because like, dude, I've had like with what's been going on, all the executive team and shit's been around. That a lot of guys like I've met, but they haven't seen me perform at work and shit. And they've all been around lately and like been able to see me with customers and like see me getting people in and out and making big transactions and shit. So I've been looking good for the bosses, which is good, you know?
Yeah.
It's always good to have that in your back pocket.
Yeah, right now they're pulling me away from my spot because I'm stocked up and everything, but they're not pulling me away because I'm stocked up. They're pulling me away because
They need you to catch up other people.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm helping out in other areas, and like every day, like I work in my area for like 2.5 hours, and then after our first break, they're like, "Hey, Raf, they emailed me. They need you in shipping and receiving. They need you to help unbox everything up." I'm like, "All right, wherever you guys need me, that's where I'm at." But I'm just building up
Right.
points because, like, I don't know if I mentioned out here. We haven't been here for 3 weeks, but they've started showing me how to mix the bonding agent, which is literally a chemistry class
Oh,
with
word.
them. Yeah, so I'm mixing bonding agents, which only a couple people do there. So we're mixing our own paint. We just order the supplies and we mix our own thing, which is pretty much the paint that bonds the rubber to the metal cores, which you literally have to cut off like meat. So like it's literally chemistry. I have to mix MEK with a little bit of these fucking white things with some kind of rubbery plastic, but the plastic is melted in with the MEK and the bond in order when you put the other rubber, it binds with the rubber and
Sure.
it binds with the metal. Dude, it's such a process. I'm chemically binding stuff. Like
Right.
and you don't really you kind of realize this. Okay, I didn't tap the mute button. You kind of realize this, but not till you're actually doing it. You're like, yeah, I make rollers and it bonds them and this and that. But then you're like, holy shit, I'm making the fucking actual bonding agent that's bonding the rubber to the fucking metal because that's the only thing that does it. Like
That's dope.
Not a lot of people
That's
know
dope
how to.
as shit.
Yeah, not a lot of people know how to do that. I gotta wear a fucking mask. I have to have the room temperature controlled. I have to have a mixer going for like 16 hours. Like,
God damn, dude.
yeah, it's pretty cool because not a lot of people know that, and I'm one of the people that they're trusting enough to be able to do stuff like that because everything they give me, I do, and I've been there 6 years, and they're like,
Right.
like holy shit, like everything we throw at you, you kind of just figure it out and like adapt to the
Like, yeah, that's what
situation.
I do,
Yeah,
man.
I'm like, I'm here to work, guys. Like when you guys ask me where do you see yourself in the future, better in this company in any way possible. But I need you guys to advance me up in position and pay me. If not, I can go look for somewhere else because I'm motivated to do whatever. If you need me to clean the bathroom, if that's really what this fucking company needs and you're gonna pay me to do it, I'll fucking clean the fucking bathroom. I'll clean your
Right.
shit off the floor. I don't care. The thing is, I'm motivated, and you need to get people that are not motivated out of their spot and put
Dude,
me in it. And that's what's happening a lot more and more and more.
I feel that so hard right now. I mean, you would think selling weed, right? Like, how can you suck at this job? But I have people that I work with that suck at this fucking job. And they make everything so fucking complicated. Like, it slows down me. It's everything. They fucking suck.
You know what's funny?
And it's frustrating.
I got a little bit of training from weed itself, I guess. When we first started getting all the materials together, he's like, all right, we have to weigh everything out on a gram scale. Do you know how to use a gram scale? I'm like, yeah. Like, why are you asking, bitch? Like, why do you want to know? Like, you trying to buy something or what? Because I ain't selling. Like, I can hook it up, I guess, but like...
I mean, I can hook you up. I ain't holding down.
Yeah, but like, I can hook you up with a gram, but you have to go with somewhere else. Like, I can get you by. Of course I know how to work a gram scale. What do you think I do at home? Like, I have one. I gotta make sure they're giving me my rights fucking shit. But, no, I thought that was funny because, you know, he's like, yeah, you just do this, do that, use tear. And I'm like, I know exactly what you're fucking 100%, dude.
Yeah, I know exactly what you want.
Put that stupid instruction manual away. No one needs that shit. I was teaching him shit. Oh, probably like a dime was like 5 grams or 5 grams or something like that, you know, probably. That's if you want to calibrate the scale.
Right, if you count the bag and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Moving on up, I just gotta keep going. Keep going.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm doing too, man. I'm just trying to
till a pot shop opens and I can sneak my way in.
Continue to push forward and keep kicking ass and showing that I'm fucking I don't know, just setting examples, you know what I mean? Like it's funny. We had this one bud tender who is stupid, and on top of that, like he basically only wants this job so he can talk to girls.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't. He's just dumb, and he doesn't know anything about the products and shit. So one of the managers today asked him something to prove a point of how stupid he was. Asked him a question about one of the products and like what was the percentage and blah blah blah, and he was just like, I don't know. And she looked at me and she was like, "What is it?" And like fucking like a goddamn fucking Rain Man. I was just like, "Boom, boom, boom," and it's this price. And she was like, "All right, thank you." And I looked at you, and I was like, "Why the fuck did you ask me that?" And she's like, "I was trying to prove a point." Like, because this kid doesn't know any of his shit.
Yeah, dude, it's funny when the boss came over one time, like the head guy. I was like, this, and that. And I'm like, they don't know any of that stuff. How can they tell you what I'm doing wrong when they've never worked in my area? Because I'm in charge of a certain area and a certain type of 4 different positions of rollers that each have a different color that vary in size.
For sure.
The cores are all the same size, but within those 4 different styles, the cores vary between themselves. I can just look at them by the way they're trimmed and by the way they're thick and just take a look on the inside and I can tell you what it is. And I just have to measure around it and tell you the color. Instead of a whole confusion and have to redo them. He saw that I knew literally every aspect of my fucking area. I trimmed down his repair cost in my section by over half, which was, he was telling me it was like $60,000 worth of repairs on shafts because it's like a very important thing that has to be leveled out straight 100% so bearings could roll on it. But it's a very tempered steel, so it's very hard to work with. Once it gets damaged, and it gets damaged through use and through taking apart. So I have to make sure everything's right and everything. And they were giving me numbers to work with, and I'm like, I don't like that threshold. It's a low threshold. It's gonna cause you a lot more repairs, and that's why it's causing you that much money. And I had literally started advancing the ones that were quote unquote bad forward without telling anybody, and no problems for months. Yeah. For months.
Yeah, man.
And then I talked to the boss. I'm like, "Hey, dude, I've been sending these, and there's absolutely no problem." And he's like, "Okay." And I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but I'm just trying to point out that I know a lot. And then once I know a lot, they've been trusting me so much more. Well, I'm just showing them my worth. I'm like, these guys are fucking lying. They're going by the seat of their pants. I'm giving you fucking. I'll show you I can do it to your face.
I mean, I'm working a job that I truly should be in. Like, I know a lot of shit about weed.
You've been smoking for over 10 years. You were a caregiver before this. You have experience.
I've been smoking forever. I've been around growers. I've been around people processing it. So, like, I've spent my life just gathering information about shit, never knowing if it was going to reply, just to, like, because I'm curious about things. Like, I want to know more about my grow and more about, well, not my grow, but more about my caregiver's grow. Mm-hmm. And what why is the leaf this color? What kind of deficiency is that? That kind of shit.
Oh, dude, I had the Bible for that. The marijuana Bible, that thick-ass one. When I was growing, I've had a little bit, and I've learned just maybe the base of it. I'm not telling you I could get a successful grow out, because a successful grow is something a dispensary would buy on quality. They're babies, dude. They're fucking babies. They need their fucking light, and if for anything the temperature changes, something changes, it's gonna affect the product.
They're temperamental bitches. That's what they are.
Exactly, dude. And people
They're temperamental as fuck.
They're called weeds because they're resilient. But if you want the best out of them, you got to treat them right.
You got to treat them right. Yeah,
exactly. Treat them like a baby. And like I went through a couple of grows, allegedly, back in college.
Allegedly, they can't convict you now.
Oh no, they can't.
Nah, you'd be expunged. They're expunging weed charges.
Yeah, because I wasn't selling to anybody. It was just for me and my frat, and we just smoke. I wouldn't even charge them. It was for us.
Right.
Don't say shit and I'll fucking grow for us. How about that, guys?
Right. Everybody shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And so I've had a little bit of experience with that. My friend has showed me how to make actual grow buckets because I made them with him. I bought the supplies and he made them in front of me, like with the hydroton on top and how to get the pump to just pump through the bottom. But he also had a release system on the outside and the gauge to gauge the water level to see how much it absorbed already. Like, he did it pretty legit because he was a handy-ass motherfucker.
It was a hydroponic system.
Yep. Shout out to Carrillo. He was a handy ass motherfucker, and probably just should have said his first name instead of his last name. But he
there's a lot of Carrillos out there. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like, hey, you got the funds? He's like, I can do this, and I got the funds, and he made them, and then I fucking put them in my closet, and I would stare at those babies for every day. Go in there and make sure they're doing all right. The temperature is really what was fucking me. It was too hot in there because of the lamp. I had an HPS in there. I had fans, but I needed...
yeah, for sure.
But
well, then the HPS is in water, man. You're just getting mad humidity.
Yeah. So like, they came out pretty frosty because I had a Bubba Kush seed, but the Bubba Kush genetics and the HPS are really were the stars. I had fucked shit up, but they still came out good because I had good genes and a nice light source.
Yeah, so good genes and a good light source. You can you
can get wonders.
Right.
Yeah, you'll do all right. But after that, if you want better weed, it's babies. You gotta baby them, and like you gotta even sometimes make it move and shit. Fucking so it acts like the sun. It's fucking crazy. They're crazy. These plants are crazy. People don't understand that they're the only thing that has to have sex in plants, male and female. I don't think anyone. I might be making that up.
Well, they pollinate.
Yeah, but there's
male pollen.
The other ones are all
seeds.
Yeah, but plants are all except weed has a male and female opposite. One seeds the other. The other ones get pollinated because they all have pollen and bees pollinate them. Right. But I don't think they have a male and female counterpart like weed does. I might be making all this shit up.
There are male plants. Yeah. So like your males, because that's why they have feminized seeds. Mm-hmm. So males don't produce weed though. They will produce some weed, but it's shitty. But then they get ball sacks.
Yeah, but I mean like in regular plants. I don't think there's male and female in regular plants. I think weed's the only thing that.
I think I think you're right.
That's why I'm like that's why this
the only sexing of plants.
That's why this is the only plant that's so weird and like it has to have sex to keep on going, and somehow it fits perfectly with our cannabinoid system.
Yeah,
that's insane. Like this plant is
we have receptors already created for the cannabinoid system.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I know it's high talk, but I'm high as shit. So
it was making sense, except I just got part of it confused with the plant, but that was it. But what you were saying about the endocannabinoid system, the fact that we already have receptors built in for it, is fucking wild. Yeah. Fucking wild.
Man, I only came across this shit at 20, man. I was against it because of the lies.
I didn't smoke until I was in my 20s either. I was against it too.
I believe the lies, man. But
yep.
So I think about it and I'm like, maybe it was the right choice because I don't know. I dropped alcohol and I just started fucking smoking weed instead.
Right.
The better of two evils. Weed's not even evil. It cures shit. How can it be evil? I'll fight you.
I'll fight you. Speaking of fights, let's get into this card.
Ooh, real quick. Did I show you
this? No, you did. No, what you got there?
1995 X-Men.
I was gonna say some holograms.
Yeah, look at that.
I remember those bitches.
Someone went and turned them in, and I got like 15 pages of hollow Marvel cards from like 95.
Yeah, man.
For $15.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome.
Hell yeah!
All right, that's all I had.
I'm here for it. Oh man, so we finally got a fight card. It's been a long couple of weeks since we haven't had a fight card in almost a month.
Yeah,
pretty much at that point.
It took some time off,
and I would say for the most part it delivered.
I heard it was over 2 million sales. I bought it.
I bought it.
I don't know if it's over 2 million, but I've read estimates.
I definitely bought it. Yeah, 2 million. I would be a little surprised at just because there hasn't even been anybody that really in the UFC before that has flirted close to 2 million. You know, there's the exclusive 1 million club, but and that wouldn't shock me if Conor got 1 million buys off of the fight. But 2 million would be very surprising, but Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out when the numbers get released.
Mm-hmm.
But 40 seconds.
He's back, I guess.
He is
He
back.
did it. He knocked him out.
He did. He
Broke
did.
broke his orbital, broke his nose. There's no denying he fucked him up.
And that was what I was. That was the only thing I think out of anything I was the most disappointed for last week. And I guess you could kind of, I guess someone would call it a dick riding for me or whatever. But like I watched that Ariel interview
Mm-hmm.
that he did. I watched the press conference, and I would have definitely brought up the fact of I was very impressed with the Conor McGregor that we got
Mm-hmm.
in fight week, and based off of the things that I heard him say. And like actually looked at when you're watching him in the camera, looked into his eyes and heard the words that he was saying, and I had that feeling, kind of like some of the times I've gotten from John, where I just feel like the person is back.
The stuff he's done, I don't think it's bad enough to where it's not redeemable.
No, for sure.
The sex
Not
allegations are what they are, allegations at this point.
Yeah, and
So
I didn't even mean like with the craziness outside.
Mm-hmm.
I just meant like very, very respectful,
Mm-hmm.
very focused. That's
Mm-hmm.
more so
Okay,
what I
okay.
like. You could tell it just in the look in their eyes, like when you know that John Jones has been training
Mm-hmm.
and he's ready to fight. Not when John Jones goes to 2 weeks of camp and then goes into a fight and doesn't give a fuck. Like just like kind of when he went to fight Khabib. Like I don't really expect a different outcome in the rematch.
Yeah.
I don't. But if he was kind of not taking a lot of training very seriously, as he's alluded to, and John Kavanaugh's kind of said as well, and it's kind of got a little loose with his training, and for towards the end for some other fights as well. But both those guys, the way, and everybody, all of his coaches, the way they were talking about the way he was focused, and when I sat down and watched him with Ariel, like what I got off of that, I definitely believed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went out and showed it.
Yeah. I know he gets a lot of criticism for the shit outside the ring. Like I said, there's always time for change, and there's always time to do better.
Yeah.
Again, the sexual allegations are what they are.
Right.
Nothing's been. He's not even going to court for some reason, and that could be for I don't know, but he just needs to correct his behavior. He said he realized it. He was going down a path that Mike Tyson was going down, or that went down, and he's catching himself. And
young with money,
Yeah.
Young with money. John too, young with fucking money.
Yeah.
Young with money and fame.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to pile on. Like if he's gonna change, okay, let's cool. That's awesome. I want to see you fight, dude. I don't like these antics outside the ring, but if you're just here to fight and let's see you win, dude. I'm rooting for you. Like he was super focused. Look how fast he ended Cerrone with shoulder strikes. Who does that?
Strikes. With shoulder strikes, broke his nose with shoulder strikes.
And I only say shoulder strikes because it's crazy that someone would even think about using that.
Yeah, he knew Cowboy was going to get him in the clinch. And bam, bam.
Yeah.
Really, what was one of the things that what he had mentioned in the interview with Ariel that was kind of the thing that when he said he had this fight camp completely sober, no drinking, no anything. And he brought up like the week of the Khabib fight, he was promoting his whiskey, obviously. He was on Conan O'Brien like 3 days before the fight, taking shots of whiskey with Conan. Like that kind of shit. And he's always kind of been that way with his fights or whatever. When he said, I've been completely sober for this whole camp. Like no drinks. I want one, but I'm saving that for my victory. I've got a nice bottle of whiskey that I'll have in the locker room with me and shit. And I'll drink a little at the after party, and then I go back the next day to training 24 hours later. Those little things right there to me was that was kind of what flipped that switch. And I was like, okay, this is the Conor that I remember before.
Yeah.
This is a focused Conor. This is a Conor that takes the fight serious. And him and Donald had no bad blood, which was kind of really good. It was an enjoyable press conference. I enjoyed that press conference a lot. It was a lot of respect, mutual respect for both each other as people, and for each other's skills as fighters. I don't want to fight this guy because I hate him. I don't want to fight this guy because I whatever. I just want to fight this guy because I respect this guy as a fighter, and he's a bad motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And that was fun, dude. It was good. It was a really good, fun build up for a fight. There wasn't a lot. The lack of the bullshit, and I'm cool with. Like, I'm a big guy for the trash talk, but just the way it affects other people, the way it brings out what it brings out of the fans. Sometimes it's annoying and ugly. The arguing in MMA, fucking social media between the fans because of trash talk is the worst.
The trash talk between Conor and Khabib was not enjoyable.
No, that was horrible.
All the antics. I know it sold the fight, and it got people watching. Me as an MMA fan, I was watching it regardless, and I was not enjoying that shit.
No, I didn't really enjoy it either.
I wanted to see them fight because of the clash of styles, not because Conor threw a dolly at the fucking window because they smacked his teammate. That's not why that's not like, oh damn, he smacked his teammate, now I want to watch the fight. No, he's got to get revenge. No, I wanted to see a crazy ass fucking one hit knockout striker versus a guy that's gonna fucking take you to the ground, tie up your legs, and beat the shit out of you. Yeah. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them trying to solve each other's puzzle. Not is Khabib gonna throw a dolly at this guy now? Like, when's the next fight outside the ring? No, I wanted to see the fight inside the ring. And
it sucked because even after the fight, with what happened,
yeah, exactly,
it still cast even that much more of an uglier shadow on the fight. Had Khabib just won the fight, and his teammates not fucking went after Conor, and then him not jumped out of the cage onto Dylan Dennis, like. That was just a black eye in an already ugly situation.
Yeah, and Conor's like, it's just talk. And it's like, dude, you threw a dolly at the fucking...
You threw a dolly at a bus.
Yeah, this isn't just talk.
A guy with glass.
Yeah, this was made very personal.
Rose.
This was
her all up.
This was made very personal, throwing homosexual remarks at each other.
I was gonna say, and then he attacked. He said some shit about his religion and all that.
Like, whenever I've said it on here, it's not like, oh, it's just talk. I try to hold back because I'm not gonna lie, I say it with my friends. I'll call them homos or something, but they know the context of it, and it's never with hate. This seemed like it was hateful.
It was hateful.
There was a nasty context.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad blood between the two of them. I don't expect there to be. I expect it to be kind of bad like that between Tony and Khabib too. Not quite to that level, but we've seen Tony stoop to that level.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't, but yeah, we've seen Tony.
I mean,
Tony will give it right back.
He's called fucking Fabricio to him, but I call him.
Yeah.
So.
And I know for Latins it's a different thing, but the thing is, this is America. No, but people are gonna take the context how they want to take it. Like I said, I joke around and I'll say stupid shit with my friends, but they know the context that I mean it in, because we know each other, and it's not like in a hateful way, and it's not towards anyone that I know would offend in the room. Like,
for sure.
But these guys are doing it publicly and trying to hurt each other to make each other mad during a fight.
Right, they're trying to throw the other one off their game.
Yeah, it's not just talk. It's not just talk. And no, like you said, this was refreshing seeing Conor come in here and be like, look, I'm not talking shit to Donald because I know if I wanted to, he's going to engage it in back. And we can sell this fight up the ass. But this fight is going to sell. And I need to focus on my fighting. I'm going to focus on me. And that's what he did. And look at the results. Like, him versus Masvidal would be crazy. Like, I'd rather see that than him versus Khabib or him versus Usman.
Right.
Like, I know it's like, oh, well, you want to see him fight for the BMF title? No, keep that shit out of it. I want to see two guys that are going to go in there and try to figure each other out in striking, because I don't want any complaints at the end. I don't want Conor being like, oh, he's a jock sniffer. He only held me down. We've heard that already. If you don't want to do that again, don't do it. Go pick your money fights then. And I'm down with that, dude. I was down with you fighting Cerrone. Go fight Gaethje. Go fight fucking Masvidal. And if you really want the title, go for it too. But if you don't complain after they're going to hold you down and sniff your jock and tie up your legs, because that's what's going to happen. Khabib and Usman are not going to play the games that you want to play with people. They're going to take you down, they're going to maul you, and they're not going to let you hit them. It's just how it's going to go with them. They play it smart. They're there for a reason.
Yeah. No, I don't want to see Conor versus. I don't want to see Conor versus either one of them. It's just not. It's not a fight I'm interested in.
Conor Nate 3, I'd like that.
Conor Nate 3, I'm cool with. I would take Conor versus even the winner of Khabib and Tony. Sure, maybe we can talk about it. Conor versus Gaethje would be okay too, but Gaethje really wants the title shot off the winner of that fight either. But Conor versus Masvidal, I just think Masvidal fucks him up like he did to Nate Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
And Usman.
No, you're right, because Nate put a beating on Conor. Any which way around it, Conor. I like Conor. I like Nate. But Nate put it on in both fights. And in one of them, he choked him out. And the second one, look, I'm not a judge. I thought Nate probably won that fight.
The two knockdowns kind of are the hard part to sell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
to sell it for Nate.
Yeah, because I can argue.
That's always been my contest. Is like three knockouts or three knockdowns in 2 rounds is kind of hard because one of them even if you want to give the first knockdown, the one knockdown round for a 10-9, you can't. Even undeniably, you have to give him a 10-8 in the round where he knocked him down twice. That's always been my one point of contention. I definitely give the later rounds to Nate. There is one round, if I remember right, either 3 or 4 that I split between the two of them that I might have given to Conor.
But out of
even things out, but yeah,
out of that, there should have been a 3 because of how.
For sure, the trilogy fight should have definitely happened. Should have happened, and should definitely happen if they could make it happen. But I digress. Yeah, I have no desire to see Masvidal because I know, like I said, what he'll do to him. And Kamaru is Khabib with better striking as far as what he could do to Conor. His wrestling, he's going to control him on the ground, and he can also put his fucking lights out.
Yeah.
Not that Khabib doesn't. Obviously, he dropped Conor in the fight, but I think Usman will knock him the fuck out.
Oh yeah, there's more power behind those shots, and that's
for sure. Those
got
are
weight
two
on
guys. Those are 2 guys that are going to be 190 some pounds come fight night. Where Conor's barely making 170, barely having is under 170 for coming up, and then you might be like 174 pounds for the fight. Kamaru cuts from 190 or 200 even. And Jorge is probably Kamaru could probably be a 205 pounder for real.
Yeah,
he'd be a small 205 pounder, but he could be one.
Well, look at Cannonier. He's fighting.
He would still be a big 185er if he went up to 85. So that's why I say he would be a small 205er.
Yeah, Cannonier didn't look like he had any fat, and somehow he dropped from fucking heavyweight to 185.
Word.
Yeah, Cannonier used to fight a heavyweight.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That was a good example. That's a really good example. I forgot about Cannonier like dropping, but yeah.
Motherfuckers, they can fight at any fucking weight somehow. I don't know how it is. It's just like, yep, I'll fight at that weight. I'll make it.
Well, who would have ever thought that fucking Aldo could make 135?
Yeah.
With all of his struggles at 145 forever, everything was Jorge or Jose, you got to go up. Jose, you got to go up to 55. All right, Jose, you got to go up to 55. You're going to die. And then he finally gets a good nutritionist, and the motherfucker looks like a renewed person at 135 pounds. He had the best weight cut of his life, and he looked phenomenal in the fight.
Yeah.
But forever, he looked like he was going to die on the scale at 145. And then you got Johnny Hendricks, who couldn't make weight in 2 different weight classes.
Is that guy still alive?
Yeah,
it's bare knuckle boxing, right?
As I say, it's bare knuckle boxing, where they probably don't even have weight limits. So his fat ass can go fight somewhere.
Used to have a steakhouse, the big.
No,
steakhouse.
They closed all that shit. They closed all that shit.
Do you think he beat GSP in that fight or no?
Yes, I do.
Super close fight.
I think he beat GSP in the first fight, and I've gone back and forth with it, but there's been times where I personally have thought he won both fights against Robbie. You can also make the argument he won the second fight for sure, and Robbie won the first fight. But I thought Johnny. I've watched Johnny in GSP so many times because there was a time I was a big rig fan because of him being a multi-time NCAA champion. So I watched Johnny wrestle for a while. Became a big fan of his. So yeah, I did believe he did beat GSP and he beat him into retirement. I thought he got robbed.
Do you think those beatings affected him? Or USADA?
Hard to say, man. I never was really one that thought Johnny was on the gas because, like, his body didn't, like, his body didn't change much into fighting. You want to know really what I think what happened with Johnny, what it is? Johnny did a lot of really horrible weight cuts in college for wrestling. Continued these horrible weight cut practices into fighting, and then got older, where his metabolism wasn't as great, and cutting weight was even harder, and he couldn't adjust to proper diet and exercise, or proper dieting things, and just relied on these old shitty wrestling weight cut practices that most of us all did in high school, and a lot of guys that wrestled competitively did in college. And even TJ, like TJ's talked about, TJ's a bad example because he uses EPO, but he talked about having to like adjust because all wrestlers cut weight fucking horribly. But legitimately, I think that's what happened to Johnny. I don't really think Johnny was on the gas. I've seen too much of Johnny's, not enough change in Johnny's body other than him just getting old man and getting fat. Not so much like he went for, because he was never super jacked. He had a lot of power, but he's always been a really strong guy.
Sometimes it's technique, man. You learn how to fucking throw them hands.
That's it. I mean, he was always just a big left hand and a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that came and went through that.
You don't gotta have the biggest biceps to hit the hardest.
For sure.
You gotta know how to throw that body weight around.
Well, and he's a wrestler. He's got great hips, so his hip power already is phenomenal. He's already learning how to throw people and shit.
Carry his weight under him perfectly. He knows how to move his body.
Right. So then it's the same thing with Tony. That's why Tony was come out as such a good striker. He's got fucking great hips.
Turning of the hips, turning of the shoulders, man.
Yeah. Then it's just learning to turn the shoulders, and fucking you already got that fast twitch motion with your hands to be able to try to work for singles and doubles and ankle picks and shit. But no, I think Johnny was a victim of his body just giving out on him from too many really horrible weight cuts and just horrible weight cut practices.
Yeah, that takes a toll on the body.
You know, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I never was one that thought it was a USADA thing with Johnny, and I could be 100% wrong. Just an estimation of seeing Johnny a lot from the time he was 19 years old until he was, 18, 19 years old until he was 22 as a wrestler. And then he pretty much immediately got into MMA from there. So watching him, seeing him, not seeing a lot of significant changes in his body other than him just getting old man fat.
Old man fat.
Putting too much on. Well, that's the same problem Kelvin's had,
Dude, don't get me started on Kelvin. That guy, I love that guy.
They're very. It's a fucking parallel. It's a parallel comparison. Kelvin is the same thing. It's years of shitty weight cut practices as a wrestler, and you don't adjust with the times of what you're doing because I've always been able to cut weight. Blah 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 blah. Well, guess what, bro? You're in your 20s into your 30s. Like, your body fucking changes. You can't just go in the sauna and sweat it out anymore.
Keto kid right here, bro. Keto kid. I'm changing my diet. My body's not the same.
Come at me, bro.
Hey, Alexa Garazo, hit me up if you need someone to put you on that keto diet. Stop eating las tortillas, all right?
Oh my God, Alexa.
No, but I don't know how much to believe. I want to believe her because I like her in her statement that she put out.
I never saw her statement, so I'll have to fill me in on what she actually said.
She pretty much said that she's been battling with the decision to move up in weight. She's a young fighter, and she's not fighting at her proper weight class, and it sucks that it came down to this, but
they pulled the fight from the card, right?
Yeah. She said she's moving up. She's moving up to 125.
Yeah, she doesn't have a choice. She's had weight problems for a while.
Shout out to MMA KO on the YouTube link. Says he used the clip from the Fight Companion last weekend, I think. Also, he said Kelvin's mini me got knocked the fuck out last week. That what's his name? He trains with Farasa Hobby. He looks just like Kelvin. He did fight last week. He should be on the card. I have the card up.
I think I'm looking. It's got to be someone in the prelims. Andrew, not Andre Feely.
No, it's a weird ass name. Weird ass last name. Hack.
Oh, Hack Parasa.
Yeah, Nasrat Hack Parasa. Yeah, he won. Yeah, he lost by.
He got beat by Drew Dauber.
Oh, Dauber though.
I missed that fight. I came home in the middle of the Tim Elliott Askarov fight.
What do you mean you missed that fight? You missed 11 and 1 and 11
Well, yeah,
seconds?
but I mean, I got home in like the middle of the second round of the Tim Elliott fight, so I never even saw it. And I haven't had a chance. I haven't had time to go back and rewatch the fights that I missed yet. I just have not had the fucking time.
Mm-hmm. And I like Nasrat.
So, I got home about like a little after 8:30, so like my time. So it was like 7:30 yours or whatever. He's in the middle of the prelims, but I walked in during the Tim Elliott Askarov fight. That was the first fight that I watched of the night.
Mm-hmm. I had the Fight Companion over, so I have no idea. I was watching the fights, but we were drinking proper 12. We were smoking weed. I was on my cheat day. It was an all-out fucking...
Oh, yeah. We were smoking weed, too.
Yeah.
All the guys came over, and we smoked a fuckload of weed. Dave brought over, like, a fucking giant-ass cone. Like, a 2.5 grammer, probably. We smoked on that bitch. But, yeah, we got real sidetracked. We never made it out of Connor.
So what's up with the... I don't know if you want to move on from Connor.
We can move on. We can move on to the co-main event. The co-main event sucked.
What'd you think of your girl Raquel?
I hate that bitch. I know you hate her.
I hate her.
I hate Holly Holm too, and she's really ugly.
I don't blame you. I don't think she's ugly, but I don't blame you for hating her.
That fight sucked dick. That fight sucked dick.
But
on both of their parts.
Raquel's complaining reaffirmed that why I don't like her. She complained that Holly Holm just held her against the cage and it was a grappling match, which I do not disagree with, but you knew what she was going to come with. You knew that was a possibility.
But the last time they fought, she didn't. She never even came near it. That's so I get it. Because when they fought before, the first time that they fought, when Holly's first fight, Holly was still doing like 1-2 and then dance around for like 10 minutes and then come in and then touch you for like 2 seconds and run away. So I'm sure that's what she was expecting for that. So I get that part of it. But it was a completely different fight than what she does.
Yeah.
Usually. But that fight sucked dick and we can definitely move on from it. Alexei Olenek picked up the submission win. Maurice Green.
Was it rear naked choke?
Yeah. Almost more like a fucking jawbreaker.
Yeah, it was more of a squeeze.
He was trying for the Ezekiel choke, but he couldn't get it.
What more can I say besides he was going for the submission, and he got the submission?
Yeah, there's not much more to say other than don't go to the ground with Alexei Olenek.
It's easier said than done. That's all that motherfucker goes for.
Punch him in the face.
And hey, who's to blame him? How many fucking...
Right, he's got like 30-something submissions or some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's got 1 million of them. Let's see what his record is.
58 wins, 46 by submission.
I was gonna say, I knew it was like well over 30.
Oh, it was an armbar.
Oh, wasn't it?
Against Keith Peterson.
He did go. Oh, that's right. He went for he had the choke. He had him in so many goddamn submissions, and I thought he burned his arm out at the end of the first round because he was trying to finish one.
I think who was it? Bisbing asked him if he had burned his hand out. He's like, "Yeah, I was fucking tired."
Yeah, yeah. He definitely. Yeah, I thought he burned his arms out. I knew. You could tell by the way he was in the corners that his arms were dead. That's right. He popped out that fucking armbar.
MMA KO says Olenek has some crazy record. now where he's won a fight in 3 different decades. That's a nice little
Yeah,
stat.
yeah. They were talking about that on the fight card too.
Oh,
When he
see, I
was in
have it
fight
muted, so
two.
I don't hear this. I
Yeah,
don't hear these things.
Joe threw that out
I
there. Joe
predict
and
these
Paul.
things.
A lot of subs that night though, man. Fucking Boom Boom Keller pulls off the submission win over Ode Osborne or Osborne in the first round.
Let me see. Good job, Kelleher.
Yeah, man. Boom Boom. I like Boom Boom.
First round. Yeah, first round. That's what I remember.
Yeah, first
249.
round. He won by first round submission. Diego Ferreira gets a second round submission over Anthony Pettis.
This I thought Anthony was gonna step up. I didn't think Diego was gonna be able to hold him down and use his submissions. I thought Pettis' game was good enough to stop Diego Ferreira from fucking doing any of this shit.
No.
I was way wrong.
Diego Ferreira is a fucking animal. If he gets you to the ground, you are fucked.
Yes.
Whoever you are fucked.
I'm sorry for fucking doubting Diego and how good. Like I thought Anthony's jiu-jitsu was good enough to stop Diego from.
Here's the thing with Anthony, man, and it's just somebody strong on the ground, they are fucked against, no matter what. He does shine against people. Certain people he will, yeah. Certain people he'll pull off a submission, and I feel like he pulled one off not that long ago. It was either the last fight or the fight before that. I can't remember. All of his fights kind of run together.
I think his last fight was Thompson, where he knocked him out. So it might have been the one before that.
One before that. I don't fucking know. But yeah. In your prelim featured bout, Roxanne Modafferi picks up the decision win over Macy Barber, who fought with a completely torn ACL.
To begin with?
No, she tore it in the fight.
Okay. Yeah, because I think her dad was trying to complain that it happened before or something, but it was clearly happened during.
Maybe it did happen before. I haven't. I saw a little bit of her dad, but I've had a hard time trying to play catch up after work and shit of what's going on with everything.
Yes.
So I haven't been able to keep up on what's what. So I don't know if they. I don't know if they're trying to claim that she had one going in and the Nevada State Athletic Commission let her fight, or if she tore it in the fight and the doctor kept letting her continue. But she did at some point tear her knee because she couldn't stand up barely, and yeah.
Yeah, no. I saw it happen during the fight. I don't think it was anything after, but
yeah, definitely. I saw it happen kind of during I saw her knee give out.
What I thought was funny is I did turn on the volume to see what Joe was saying, and he's like, because the doctor walked away and he's like, she's got an MCL tear. It's a small minuscule tear, and then or something like that. And Joe's like, how does he know? He doesn't have an MRI. He doesn't have an MRI machine or something like that.
That's kind of what. Yeah, that's kind of what they're saying. Is that the doctor misdiagnosed her that he let her completely fight or continue to fight.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Joe's like, he doesn't have an MRI machine.
He doesn't have an MRI machine.
Hey Jeff, I gotta take a quick piss.
Go ahead, bro.
You got it?
I got it.
All right.
I give it up for Macy for the heart to continue to fight. Obviously, with a completely torn ACL. She continued to stay in the fight. She fought tough. She fought on her feet where she could, which is obviously her best weapon in comparison to Roxanne Modafferi. But Modafferi opened her up on the ground. Dominating the strikes 112-25 for total. And then we've got 19-16 insignificant, one takedown. Is that just the third round? Is that the whole fight? I think that's going to be the whole fight. Holy shit. Besides that, like I said, I was just impressed by Macy Barber's heart. I'm not the biggest fan of Macy Barber. I think she's kind of a loudmouth, but she's got a lot of skill. And for just to fucking keep fighting with the torn ACL, like that's a lot of heart.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of balls.
Macy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just kind of breaking down some of the stats and was just commending Macy Barber for her heart.
Yeah, ton of heart, dude. She really wanted to keep going and try to pull it out any way possible.
For sure. But once it went to the ground, I mean, that's Modafferi's world.
Yep.
And if you can't stand up, you obviously can't execute your best strength, which is your punching power.
Yeah, she did just enough to keep it there.
Yep. No, I mean, Modafferi's a tough chick. She's not a great striker, but she's fucking dangerous as shit on the ground with both her ground and pound and her submission skills.
Yeah.
And she's a pioneer. She's someone who really, I don't think, gets enough respect in the MMA community or world. Like the fighters, a lot of the female fighters definitely give her a ton of credit. But she is a pioneer. Mm-hmm. She's been around. She's been fighting forever.
Yeah.
Her and a lot of girls, like Shayna Baszler's another one. Like Shayna's a wrestler now, but she was a fucking, Gina Carano obviously deserves a lot of credit, but there are a lot of girls, a lot of ladies who were around too that just didn't get the opportunity to.
Hello, ladies.
Unfortunately, I think this win. I don't know. I mean, I know Macy Barber was a surging upcomer, but I don't think it does really much for Roxanne Modafferi in the grand scheme of things. But it's going to keep her there. It's going to keep her in the UFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll keep her there.
It kept her a job for a couple more fights.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And Macy, it's going to be a completely rebuild and then come back stronger, hopefully. Sadiq Youssef gets the decision win over Touchy Feely. I just don't like Touchy Feely. It's something about his face.
Is it the tats?
It's not really the tats. It's not really the neck tats. It's just something about him. It's just the way he looks. It's like his expression. He just kind of looks like a douchey fucking Lou Diamond Phillips.
Okay.
The guy that played Richie in La Bamba.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Andre Feely kind of looks like. A douchier version of that.
Yeah, I think training with him would be cool, but I don't know about hanging out with him. He just doesn't seem like the person He's a big personality. Something I don't know if I could be around all the time. And that's because that's just not in the fight. Like I've seen like whatever they used to do at Alpha Male behind the scenes stuff. Just or their podcast is just
yeah, he can fight, but he's kind of. But a lot of those Alpha Male guys are kind of that way.
Yeah, but
I mean, your team name is Alpha Male. You're probably some douchebags.
Yeah. Yeah, he could be the nicest guy. We could just be talking shit, but like he does seem kind of douchey.
Sure.
Sadiq Youssef's just the better striker, man. The more refined striker. He just has the better technique. Andre's more of a, I want to say wild, but it's more of an unorthodox style, I guess I would say, because it's not like wild, but it's like he throws weird strikes that sometimes they land for him. They've been known to work.
Right.
But when you do it against Sadiq Youssef, a very fucking educated striker, it's not going to work.
A striker. Mm-hmm. A disciplined striker who was beating you to the punch.
And it was a close fight because Andre even thought he won. Like, you kind of see the disappointment in his face. And, like we said, he is a good striker. But you can't do, when it comes time to try to play the points game with the better of the points fighter, you're not going to win that game. You haven't been doing that. You've been relying on, let me push, and get the knockout. If not, I'll win on points because I pushed. Not, I'm going to win on points because I'm going to jab, get away, jab, get away. I'm going to look for my spot and hopefully land that shot. I'm going to be the more educated fighter, use my footwork. Sadiq just has it more in the striking department.
Yeah. Well said. Sadiq's just a more well put together fighter in the striking department. Mm-hmm. In the flyweight division, Askarov got the decision win over Tim Elliott.
Why's Tim Elliott back, man?
I don't know, man. Because we need flyweights. Because the flyweights are back.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, after seeing the career that he had and then him coming out of retirement and then picking up losses, it's just...
He's still riding off of that almost submitting Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
It's kind of like... I mean, I really like Lando, but it's kind of like Lando. He's still living off of almost KO and Tony Ferguson.
Tim Elliott's young, too, isn't he?
Who's that?
Tim Elliott's young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not that old. He's a pretty young guy.
He's been fighting forever.
He's just been fighting forever. He reminds me kind of Jens Pulver.
Yeah. I can see that.
Except with Jens Pulver with really, really good jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm. What looks like what really got him here was the significant strikes because he got the more takedowns.
Yeah, he's not a very seasoned striker, but he's good on the ground.
The total striking, Askarov only edged them out by a couple of strikes. It's to the significant strikes where it really is the deciding factor.
That was a lot of, like, on the feet. Tim was getting shit on the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just beating him to the punch on the feet, and Tim couldn't catch up enough on the ground. That's pretty much what I took out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not see Drew Dober and Nasrat Post, and I have to piss now, so I'm gonna let you talk about that fight real quick, and I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll be right back.
All right, you guys didn't miss much. Drew Dober, young up and comer, fantastic fighter, someone I would keep my eye on, especially after this fight, just because I had a lot of interest in Nasrat Haqparast. Not that I don't anymore. It's just he trains with one of the greatest MMA coaches that we have with us right now, Faraz Sahabi. He trains with Faraz. He trains with a lot of great fighters, and that system that they're put in is fantastic. And to see, I was actually rooting for him in this fight. Nothing against Dober, but Dober just ended it quick, 1 minute and 11 seconds. All it took was 13 strikes, 13-7 total strikes, and it was just a knockdown. Yep. Nothing really much more on that fight besides a quick knockout. Like I said, I'd probably keep my eye out for both of them. This is quite a setback for Nasrat, but it's not against some kind of no-name guy. Drew Dober's a good fighter. Drew Dober's been grinding away. I don't know how many fights exactly Dober has in the UFC. I could look that up. But he's been putting in his work in the UFC. So, like I said, this sucks for Nasrat. I would still keep my eyes on both of them as up-and-comers and as prospects. But this is definitely a good win for Dober. And I don't know how much of a setback for Nasrat. Depends on how high in the rankings Drew Dober could keep going. I think that'll depend as well. But I like both of them. I just think Nasrat had a setback here. Dober's no joke.
Yeah, Dober's legit.
He's been in it forever. Well, as long as he's been fighting in the UFC for a while, from what I can recall.
Yeah, Drew Dober's been around for a while.
Putting in work, getting experience.
Putting in work, and he's just kind of been their guy, like slowly, quietly, just doing stuff. Not flashy, not big, not anything like that. Just, I mean, this is obviously, but for the most part, he's just there.
Yep.
A lot of good fights. Alexa Kammer defeated Justin Ledet by decision. I've never liked Justin Ledet.
Is he the guy with the weird ass fucking stupid head hair?
Yeah, he's got like the fucking Jerry curl mullet in the back.
Yeah, what has he done that's fucking really all losses? Well, he's actually got 3 wins.
Nah, he beat fucking like Chase Scally.
Chase Sherman. Vanilla Gorilla, bro.
Yeah, he beat Chase Sherman though, and I like Chase Sherman's Twitter personality, but as a fighter, Chase Sherman was not that good.
You hit the nail on the fucking head right there. I wanted to like the guy because of his Twitter personality, but the fighting just didn't click for him for some reason.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I got nothing personally against Chase Sherman. I think he was really funny and a good follow on Twitter. But like, yeah, that's Justin Ledette's signature win because he beat Chase Sherman. So congratulations, bro.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Chase Sherman probably needs to drop to light heavyweight.
Yeah, where he'll get fucked up.
Oh yeah, Jones.
Yeah.
if he makes it to the last level.
Yeah, as I say, he's got to make it to the boss level first. And your first fight of the night, Sabina Mazo defeats JJ Aldrich.
I didn't watch that fight.
Mazo. I didn't either, but she looks cute. That's all I got.
Oh, I did actually watch the fight. It wasn't that great.
Yeah. It's a decision. JJ Aldrich's fights are never really all that exciting, so I can believe it.
Yeah. I was setting up or waiting for these guys to come here. That's not an excuse. I should have gone back and rewatched them. Those are available too on the ESPN.
Yeah, they are. I just haven't had time. Just haven't had time. All right. So we got another fight this coming weekend.
What? I didn't even know. Yeah.
Curtis Blades and Junior Dos Santos, bro.
Oh yeah, I did know. We talked about it on Saturday.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good card. Yeah, we were talking about it Saturday too.
Dos Anjos, Chiesa.
Dos Anjos' fucking mustache.
Oh, he's got a porn star mustache or what?
Yeah, he's got a cop stash going on right now, dude. It's great.
Chad busted mine out. Damn, Angela Hill's still fighting the UFC. Seems like all her 7 losses are from the UFC.
Yeah.
Versus Hannah Cyphers.
Yeah, Hannah Cyphers. Jamal Hill's taking on Darko Stosak.
Bevan Lewis, is that looking like a Rashad?
Yeah, that's a little baby shot. That's a little baby shot, yeah.
Let's get this win. If you could be baby shot, bro.
Bevon Lewis or something like that. DeQuan Townsend, Arnold Allen, and Nick Lenz. That's actually going to be a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
Arnold Allen's a fucking killer.
Yeah.
He's just really quiet.
On suspension or injured?
Oh, shit. Literally, it's Justin Kitch.
Oh, the shit?
The shit. Justin the shit Kitch taking on Lucy Portalova. Montel Jackson is taking on Felipe Galeras. Sarah McMahon and Lita Lasberg. That's going to be a boring fight. Unfortunately, Brett Johnson, Tony Gravely, and Herbert Burns and Nate Landwehr. That's actually a pretty good free card, man.
Yeah.
I got to blow my nose real quick.
No problem.
Grab some tissue behind me.
What is it?
Fucking allergies.
I don't know what is this. It's a fight card, but is it ESPN Plus? ESPN Regular? Let me check that. Let me check the UFC website. They usually got it where it's gonna be. Events, heights. Still no improvements to the fucking the UFC website. Upcoming events. It's going to be a do you know where it's gonna be, Jeff?
Raleigh.
No, but ESPN Plus, or is it like a Fight Pass?
Oh, sorry.
ESPN Plus. The main card's ESPN Plus.
Yeah,
it all is okay. Just making sure, because sometimes they switch it up. ESPN 2.
Yeah, there are sometimes it's ESPN 2. Sometimes even their shit's on Fight Pass.
Yeah, they've had Fight Pass and then ESPN 2 and then main ESPN. It's like, dude, fucking figure it out. I'm not trying to switch 3 different times.
Right. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good card, though, for a free card on ESPN.
Yeah, yep. I'll see if I can get another Fight Companion going. I don't know who's available, though.
I'll be watching it when I get home from work on Saturday.
Nice.
I don't have anything else to do.
Nice.
Don't have the Royal Rumble to watch on Sunday, so...
I'm trying to see if these guys want to come so I can move my cheat day to Sunday instead of Saturday so I can...
Watch the Rumble?
Watch the Rumble with them. I think some of them are coming.
Yeah.
Jesus is definitely coming.
Yeah, I figured Jesus would be coming by. Oh, excuse me.
Who's
How
one of
many
the?
hours? How many hours is it going to be?
They're starting probably like at 5 with the pre-show, and it'll end like at 10. Actually, they've been ending like at 9. They've been starting a little bit earlier, but they'll end at like at 9, 9:30
That's what's
ish.
up. At least they're getting over earlier.
Yeah, yeah. Like the last couple times, we'll be like, "Wait a minute, why is it the last match and it's 9 o'clock?" We're like, "How is this match gonna be a whole hour?" And it's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then it ends. We're like, "Whoa, this ended early." Like some used to run a little bit later till like 11.
Yeah, they were. Well, it's because they were running till midnight over on the Eastern time zone. So
You know what I'm wondering, Jeff?
tell me.
My reaction to the Connor Cerrone thing. I know we were drinking proper 12, but I don't remember my reactions or my friends' reactions. It just happens.
It wasn't. That was kind of the same with us too. It wasn't like.
I don't
It wasn't
remember.
like a oh. There was that head kick,
Yeah,
and there was a little bit of a reaction off of that, but it wasn't like when he slept Jose Aldo or anything like that. It was just kind of like a oh shit, and then it was over.
the knee to the head started it all. People kind of
Yeah.
or the
Yeah,
thigh to the head.
people kind of glance over that shot to the head there, but
Yeah.
it was the start of it all. And
They
then
clinched
the
up.
Head kick. Yeah, them shoulders. That head kick was pretty much what finished it. Then a couple of shots on the ground.
Yeah,
Wham, bam, bam.
that's how it happens.
Yeah. No, I think this card this weekend will be pretty good. I'm sure Blades will probably beat Dos Santos. Chiesa and Rafael is really interesting as far as like positioning go in the welterweight division between two former fucking middleweights.
Sorry, I was taking a hit.
No, you're fine. I'm relighting my joint. I didn't realize I had as much as I did. I thought it was down to like that much there, and I had that much there.
Yeah, no. Okay, now I see the porn star mustache. It's gonna be a good fight. Co-main event.
Yeah. I think that's actually probably a more interesting fight than Dos Santos Blades. Dos Santos Blades has more impact on the heavyweight division.
But this is a very intriguing fight. Dos Santos
But
is a badass.
it's an intriguing fight because you got two guys that are pretty good strikers. Rafael has really good wrestling. Chiesa has really good submissions.
And Chiesa looked pretty good at one side. I don't know how many fights he's had at one side. I've seen
I think
one.
he's had one.
Okay,
I think he's had one at 170, and Rafael is like 2 deep, I think, right now.
Yeah, and around there. But yeah, no, he looks pretty healthy at 170. Chiesa did. He was dying at 155.
Yeah, for sure. No, they both look strong at 170. Much better. Same thing with Rafael. Like it was. Shit. Excuse me. I'm fucking exhausted. It was beginning to be too much of a hard weight cut on his body as he was getting older to make 155.
Mm-hmm.
So why put yourself through it? Just go ahead and jump down, and there you go.
Nah, dude, he did not look good, man.
He did not. He did not at all. Did not at all.
Dos Santos busting his head on the fucking bathtubs. Dude, he ruined his red panty night. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but before Diaz's fight was set to go, he got injured, or was it a leg issue? I think he might have broken his leg.
No, it was when he was supposed to fight Connor, he hurt his ankle or something, some kind of. He had to pull out of the fight, and then that's why Nate came in short notice. And then
sorry, the Dos Santos one was a different one where he missed weight towards the end of his 155 career, and he's like, I need to move up.
Yeah, that wasn't his red panty night though. Yeah, he fucked that up.
But he did fuck up at 155.
Yes,
Well, he didn't fuck up. His body just wasn't like, hey, dude, cut this shit.
Yeah, cut this shit. We're done here. Yeah. I don't really have much else about this fight card, really. I mean, I think Arnold Allen and Lentz is another interesting fight.
Yeah, Arnold Allen's he's only got one loss, but he's a badass.
Yeah, he's a badass. He's a silent killer at 145. So, a lot of young kids. Lucy Portalova and Justine the Shit Kish doesn't really. Sarah McMahon and Lena Landsberger, it just smells like snooze fest all over it.
Smells. Sorry, I was still thinking about Kish. I got an idea. Why don't we move Kish to the main event so in case she shits herself, not all the fighters have to fight on top of her shit. Just an
I was
idea.
gonna say that there's not doo-doo in the ring.
Just an idea, yeah. Just a thought. Out of courtesy to the fighters.
Might be doo-doo. I still can't believe some sick fuck tried to offer her money for that shit.
Bro, I told you that in fucking confidence.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just leaving it fucking anonymous.
Everyone knows I'm a collector.
Yeah.
That's one of the rare things that add to my collection.
Speaking of collectors, have you ever checked out the I can't remember what they call it now, but it's the podcast that Hawkins and Ryder do. They do they do a figure. Yeah, they do a figure one. So I watched an episode of it on YouTube because Conrad was on there, and they ran through the entire LJN collection.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of got sucked into a couple of their YouTube videos where they go fig hunting and shit.
Yeah, those are the ones I've seen.
Yeah, it's like right up your alley.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, those are the. Jesus has sent me a couple of clips, and I've checked out some more clips of them checking out toys because they love toys and they want they got the money to buy and they travel around so they can hit up. They can hit up spots. Yeah,
I watched them do one in Japan.
Like these cards. How the fuck was I ever gonna find these cards from 1995 that I had seen when I was a kid, but never had the money to collect them? And now that I'm fucking 31 years old, some poor sap probably got forced by his wife to go sell all his stuff, and then here comes me. Like, whoa, what's up with all these Marvel cards for $15? Yoink!
Really, what happened was some guy had been holding on to him forever, waiting for him to be valuable, and they've not done anything for value, so he sold them off for a little bit of money.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good condition. They're not fucked up. It looks like he put them straight in there. I'm gonna get a binder for them, and I'm just gonna keep them because I like them.
Yeah, it was your childhood. I get it.
All this stuff, you've seen my room. All this stuff is because this was my childhood. Now I finally have the money to buy the toys I want. Like these turtles behind me, right here. Yeah. I don't want to open them because they're fucking rare as hell to find. They're the turtles from Return of the Ooze too.
Yeah,
I had a pre-order. Yeah, I had to pre-order them from GameStop. They're fucking super realistic. They come with a slice of pizza each. They first released them at a Comic-Con in a 4-pack together, and then they were so popular and sold out so quick that they had to release singles for GameStop, and I picked up singles. I'm trying to get a Shredder, Master Splinter, and a Foot Soldier from that same movie to go along with these guys.
Hell yeah! That'd
so
be badass to get the Foot Soldier. That's rare as fuck,
dude. They're so realistic. They're so fucking crazy looking. There's so much detail in them. But I don't want to open them. I opened that Palpatine. That was pretty cool.
That's fucking sweet.
I need him for the display with his chair.
Hell yeah, dude! That thing was. I was fucking stoked when you showed me that with the lightning in the chair and shit. I was like, fuck yeah!
Unlimited power.
It's really cool. One of my managers is a big Star Wars geek, so we have a lot of really cool conversations.
Nice.
It's fun. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, what do you say we get into a little news, and then let me actually, before I jump into news, let's double check if any late breaking shit that has happened while we were recording. Nothing cool. All right. So let's get into some news. Jeremy Stevens versus Calvin Kattar is being targeted for UFC 249. That's going to take place April 18th in Brooklyn, which is the card headlined by Habib and Tony. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah, I'm down to see that.
Yeah, they're still putting together the fight card list for UFC 249. So yeah, dude, I can definitely get with that fight. That's a good fight. That's two guys with a lot of power, and Calvin Kattar's got a really good wrestling background as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Let's fucking have some fun, Jack. Unfortunately, Jimmy Rivera has been forced out of his fight at UFC 247, where he was supposed to take on Chito Vera. The search is underway for a replacement. This was as of yesterday, today, so the 23rd. So this was this afternoon. This just got announced about 12:30 today. It's unknown the severity of the injury for Jimmy Rivera. I'm trying to see, but yeah, it doesn't even really say what kind of injury it was. Thanks a lot, MMA Fighting. So they're trying to find a replacement for Chito Vera before they got about a month before a little less than a month before the fight happened. So
it's a good fight.
Yeah. Hopefully they find a replacement for Chito. Speaking of injury, neck injury is going to force Diego Lima out of UFC 247 fight with Alex Moreno. So that's another blow to that card. Goddamn, dude. That sucks. I like Diego Lima. I always kind of feel bad for Diego Lima because of being in Douglas's shadow a little bit. Because he is a killer. He just he had a rough go of it in the UFC. Came back through the Ultimate Fighter Redemption, kicked some ass on that show, and had been doing pretty good in the UFC. Or doing okay for himself in the UFC since. So, hoping for a speedy recovery for Diego Lima.
Yeah,
his kicks are nasty, almost as nasty as Douglas.
Both of the Lima brothers can kick.
Yeah, the Lima brothers can kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, literally.
Speaking of fights, I'm excited about. Announced yesterday, Derek Brunson will be taking on Edmund Shabazian to be part of UFC 248. That's fuck yeah. So that's going to be the card headlined by Israel and Yoel, as well as Joanna taking on Willie Zhang. Shabazian, a young up-and-coming fucking fighter who's been on a tear since joining. 22 years old, and has been on a tear since coming through. 3 more wins, all coming by knockout or submission, including the blistering first-round finish against Brad Tavares in his most recent appearance.
I don't like Brad Tavares.
No, I don't really like Brad Tavares. I like what you think. But that's a big test for him to jump up to Derek Brunson.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to fast track this kid for sure.
I think Brunson sometimes is his own worst enemy. I think sometimes he needs to breathe. Dude, you got the skills, you have the power. Let's put it together, dude. You have it. You have what it takes, but sometimes you run in there and you get knocked the fuck out.
Yep. He does a lot of dumb shit.
You run in there with a horrible game plan and it doesn't work out.
He does have he's got an 11-5 record in the UFC. And he's riding a 2-fight win streak over Ian Hench and Elias Theodoro while getting a new contract. So, I mean, he does have a solid record, 11-5 in the UFC. I mean, he's had 16 fights in the UFC alone. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All things considered, but I think you said it best. I mean, sometimes he just does really stupid shit. Former UFC title contender Thiago Alves has signed with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. So that's a thing. Thiago has joined the shit show. It's sad, man. It's sad. I feel for Thiago. I don't want Thiago to have to need money that bad that he's got to go fight in fucking bare knuckle fighting. But
I mean, neither. But it's funny that you call it the shit show. But they need money.
It is a shit show, though.
Yeah.
It is a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
Some really good news today. The NSAC has officially suspended Sean O'Malley for 9 months, dating back to the initial issue with his substance that was his tainted supplement.
1 second, Jeff. You can keep going.
So what that means is that it's going to clear Sean O'Malley just in time for the we're almost done. I got 2 stories left. Sean O'Malley will get cleared to fight days before he will be fighting at UFC 248.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, 2-time NCAA finalist Bryce Meredith has announced the move into MMA. He will be after he makes a run at the 2020 Olympic trial. So he signed on with a management firm of Martin Advisory Group, who also represents fighters like Ryan Bader, Michael Chandler, and Logan Storley, and former UFC champ Robbie Lawler. This is, like I said to you earlier, this is just more of a personal thing for me because I watch Bryce Meredith wrestle a lot. Mm-hmm. And I like watching my former wrestlers going. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go talk to my brother real quick. So.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We can call it a show.
Cool. Awesome, Jeff. I love you, brother. Thanks for being my buddy. Thanks for being there when I need to talk to somebody.
Anytime, man.
I'll see you next time. Please check out the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast. Check out Football on Full Heel. Check out Full Heel Podcast. And check out Average Joe's. All on this YouTube. And all on the iTunes. Check it all out.
That's right. And we'll see you guys next week for another episode of the Average Joe's MMA Show.